All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chips Ahoy, the weekly One Piece reaction discussion show that we do here every time there's a chapter. Sometimes we're a day late, but that's all right. Hope you don't mind too much. I usually try to do it on Thursdays, or I've been trying to recently. I got really busy yesterday. I didn't get home from work until super late. And I'm even late tonight, so apologies. But we're here now. We're doing it live. But yeah, it's me. It's ChipZ, and we're reacting to One Piece chapter 1047. I do not know the name of this chapter. It does not say on the. So currently, I have the cupboard scans TCB open up, and it looks like One Piece, as usual, is on the cover of Shonen Jump this week. Maybe for the World Cup, Luffy's holding a soccer ball. That's all I've seen of the chapter so far is just that Shonen Jump cover page. But yeah, so we're doing One Piece chapter 1047. The chapter's name I do not know. But yeah, so last week we were on break. It was a holiday, so that makes sense. And it was good because I wouldn't have been able to do last week anyway. I was like out of town for the holidays. So it was an opportune time for there to be a break for One Piece or Shonen Jump or whatever Oda's schedule was looking like, or whatever Shonen Jump's schedule was looking like. It worked in my favor because I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. But the last chapter, 1046, 2 weeks ago, we kind of took a break from the Nika stuff, from the lore-heavy stuff, from the Luffy versus Kaido stuff, just to get into just to get into what was it called? Well, it was a chapter that was called Rise of the Mist. It was all about Raizo being a G. It was all about Raizo being like the fucking pinch hitter, the the one who's really carrying. Fuck Odin carrying everyone on his back. Raizo's really the one carrying everyone on his back this arc. At least all the scabbards. Basically, Raizo justified his existence last chapter. He had already, kind of been super impressive. He'd won a fight with Orochi's top ninja boy, Longhead, Marge Simpson man, Fukuro Kujo. Apparently, there actually are, human skulls that, I've seen, this in, I was seeing this on, Twitter this week or something. There were, archaeologists found, these, old skulls of people with, super elongated heads. And it made me think of Fukuro Kujo. So apparently, Longheadman is not just fiction; it is reality, and that's how you know someone's got a big brain going on up there. So, but that being said, that aside, Raizo has been kind of he's been consistently impressive for such a weird-looking character. Which is great because that scene in Zou where they were like, Raizo is safe. They sacrificed their entire nation to save this one dude. And last chapter, he came in clutch, literally saved all of the people who put their lives on the line for him. The ninja and the samurai and the minx. He has completely justified his inclusion in this arc and in this series. And it was super cool. It was a great chapter. I honestly, for me, don't get me wrong, I love Luffy as a character, and I'm starting to get warm up to Kaido a little bit. We need that goddamn flashback though, Oda. We need that Kaido flashback pronto. We needed it ages ago. But they better have a mid-battle flashback for Kaido, or else I'm going to be mad and I'm going to seethe. And One Piece, there's been so much bullshit this arc. There's been a lot of great moments, but there's also been some bullshit. And I'm coming to terms with the switcheroo they did on Luffy's fruit. I'm, starting to cope with it a little bit. We got a comment here from Rich. Ancient civilizations predicted Wano Pog. Okay. I don't know what that means yet because I haven't read the chapter, but we'll see what happens. That's related to, oh yeah. The ancient civilizations with the big fucking heads. I get what you're saying, dude. But yeah, so that was great. It was great to take a second away from that. It was also good for Jinbei, because Jinbei kind of got he's a character who's like a lot of people were worried that when he joined the crew, he would overshadow people like Luffy some people thought he'd overshadow Luffy. I always thought that was kind of some bullshit. I'm like, nah, Luffy's stronger than Jinbei. Give me a fucking break. But I've seen a lot of complaints about the way Jinbei has kind of been a will they won't they member, who was kind of like, wasn't sure if he was going to join, and like, it'd been kind of like a cock tease for a while, because like it was like, oh, is he going to join? Is he not going to join? So it's great to see that he's actually, a part of the crew now. Like I like Jinbei. He's not my favorite character in the series, but I like him. I like him fine. And I do think that, but it was interesting because like I was like, who is he going to fight? Because he's like a Sanji Zoro level combatant, at least historically. Like he is like, him and Sanji like together took out what's his name, the big pufferfish guy in Fishman Island. Like it was a tag team endeavor because that guy was just so huge. So they had to kind of like deal with him. I mean, maybe they could have 1v1'd him, but they kind of ended up taking him on together, which was fine. And he's clearly like a former Shichibukai. He's a very strong dude. Now in this arc, I feel like, and I wasn't actually worried about this. Like a lot of people, when like a new person joins the crew, they're like, oh, they're totally going to be like the new big three. They're going to like kick Sanji out of the big three or like the monster trio or whatever. And like, that's always like, I wasn't that worried about it because like, listen, we had the same type of like, people had the same type of fears when like Robin joined the crew and when Frankie joined the crew. And like, if you don't remember, it just means you haven't been reading One Piece for that long. Because when Robin joined the crew, like Robin, the first thing she did was disarm Zoro immediately. And she was Crocodile's second in command. So like everyone was like, oh shit, like she is way overpowered. Her powers are like way too strong. She can beat everyone instantly except for maybe Luffy because her powers just like, what would they do? Like just bend him around? He's like immune to her powers basically. But everyone was, when she joined at the time, people were like, oh, she's like the new, second strongest person in the crew. And then Zoro and Sanji quickly proved that they are still, Luffy's, the wings of the Pirate King, which is what the term that Oda's used to refer to them in Wano. But that's, I'm just going to go with it because that's what he's referring to them as. Like, they are the monster trio, and they've remained the monster trio. And same with Frankie. Like, when Frankie first showed up and, like, fought Luffy, like, basically to a standstill, everyone's like, oh, shit. If he joins the crew, he's, like, almost as strong as Luffy, right? Like, people have had these fears before when new characters have joined that, like, Zoro and Sanji, it'll, like, fuck up the entire dynamic of the crew. But, like, the thing is, Oda's always, like, progressing Zoro and Sanji at, like, a similar rate to Luffy in terms of strength. So even with Jinbei, like, I was pretty confident that even before we got to Onigashima, before the raid started, that Jinbei joining the crew wouldn't be, like, I thought it'd be fine. Like, I was like, listen, he is about, at that point in time, I was like, he's probably about on par with Zoro and Sanji. Like, give or take. Like, he's like, I would say he's like, he's equal in strength to, like, Sanji, who's, like, roughly, like, Zoro greater than or equal to Sanji at that point in time. I know there's a big debate about that. Like, the reason I put Zoro a little above Sanji in terms of combat capability is just, like, because Sanji has other roles on the crew that he has to attend to. Zoro is just there to fight, But I like Sanji as a character more, so it doesn't matter who's stronger to me. That's, like, the last thing I care about. But yeah, like, and then this arc, clearly, Oda was like, no. I'm going to give both Zoro and Sanji massive power-ups, give them a win against, like, Yonko commanders, and show that, no, these guys are still the top dogs in the crew. And I thought Jinbei was going to end up fighting, what's his name? Jack, because they're both fishmen. But I'm actually kind of glad that Jack got taken out by one of the minks. Like, because those guys were shown to be, like, huge badasses, like Neko Mamushi and Inuarashi. So I'm kind of glad that they were the ones who ended up being, like, even if I don't like the way those fights played out, because I wanted to see more of that. Like, I wanted, like, a whole chapter dedicated to Jack and a whole chapter, or, like, at least half a chapter dedicated to both. I wanted to see some actual attacks from Jack outside of him just swinging his trunk around, and, like, obviously I love Prospero, so I wanted to see more from him as well. But, I'm glad that it was those two who took out those respective, Jack Bros. Dude, that's honestly, even with this Nika stuff, Jack getting basically sidelined to the degree that he was is still my least favorite thing in this arc. Like, the Nika stuff is, like, disruptive, and it could be really bad, but there are ways that it could be okay. Like, there are like, the more I sit with it, like, call it cope or whatever, the more I sit with that stuff, the more I'm like, okay, yes, I don't love the fact that they're like doing a little bit of a retcon here, but like there are ways that this can be kind of interesting or kind of good. Like I can think of ways that like the Nika stuff could be cool or interesting. I like the powers themselves. Like the powers themselves are fine. I think they're neat. But yeah, like Jack getting fucking off screen, never had one single named attack, you know, never did any, like on screen he was just subsisting off of hype alone, basically, for the fact that he was just a all-star. Like I like the result of the battle being that the Minx pulled out a win but only by using their Sulong. They were outmatched without the Sulong, but with the Sulong they were able to get the win. I like the outcome, but God, I wish we'd actually gotten to see some shit, you know? Because like, fuck man, like Jack's been around forever. Prospero is super fun, like, and a super cool, like unexpectedly badass character considering how goofy his character design is. Prospero is like literally like one of my favorite antagonists in the entire series, simply because his character design is so stupid, but like he's still somehow like so intimidating and like basically like only gets W's. Like he's like literally like constantly like proving everyone wrong. Like everyone's like, oh, that guy's stupid, that guy sucks, and it's like, no, he literally wins every fight he's in, except when like some bullshit like Sulong shit happens, you know? That's the only time he can get bested by someone who was literally like on Roger's crew. But even then he was beating that guy until Luffy like split the skies or whatever. So, you know, whatever. I'm going on a bit of a tangent. The point I'm trying to make here is that I was expecting Jinbei to get that fight with Jack. He didn't end up getting it. He got a fight with, what's his name? Page One. No, not Page One. Who's who ended up being kind of a lore vehicle more than anything else. And he was all right. Whatever. That was a fine fight, even if it was short. But like he didn't really do much after that, and I was like kind of like, oh man, Jinbei's like kind of been sidelined a little bit. But last chapter, him and Raizo working together to literally save everyone from like burning alive was really cool. Like I really liked last chapter. It was probably my favorite chapter in the last like 4 or 5, like since like Nika Piece started, or since Sun God Destiny Piece became a thing. Yeah, so like that was like the most like classic One Piece shit we've seen in a while, and it was great. It was great to see those two characters who kind of like, Raizo had gotten like more than a lot of the Scabbards. He's gotten like a lot more content, a lot more stuff to do in this arc than a lot of the other Scabbards have. But he's such a cool guy, and it's great to have his like little like that, such a payoff to a character that had so much like gravitas behind him, because he was the reason like the Minks sacrificed their entire civilization, right? So like it was cool to get like a payoff to his involvement and inclusion in the story in such a big way like that, to have him be the one who rescues everybody, paying it forward, paying it back, you know, paying everyone back for rescuing him back then. And also Jinbei, who is super strong, like a Zoro Sanji contender. Maybe not anymore now that Zoro has Conquerors and Sanji has Germa invincibility or whatever, but you know, they're stronger than him now. But him being like a super strong, like the 4th strongest guy in the crew, getting to actually do something more than take down a jobber like Who's Who was really cool. So I was glad to see both of those guys get a little bit more of this arc. And we end the chapter 1046 off with Luffy holding a bolt of lightning, looking like Zeus, looking like he's about to bring the, you know, looks like he's about to go Eneru on Kaido's ass. And a lot of people, apparently that was like a controversial panel, the lightning bolt or whatever. It didn't really bother me that much. It was a little weird. Maybe I should rewatch my reaction, because maybe I didn't like that. But I remember seeing it and being like, oh, he's grabbing lightning. How interesting. My guess, like Luffy, like I think literally like punched Enel multiple times and kicked him, and I think kicked away a lightning bolt that he threw. Like someone, I think, posted a panel on Twitter or something where like Enel shoots like a giant lightning blast and Luffy just kicks it away with his sandal. So it's not the first time Luffy's been able to, you know, make contact with lightning. And now that he's in Nika form and he can like literally turn the things he touches into rubber, at least temporarily while he's touching them, I'm not bothered by him pulling a Zeus and grabbing lightning. And the panel itself looks really cool. So I'm not going to, you know, there is a rule of cool that kind of supersedes like some level of logic. And I think for me that meets the threshold. There are other things in the rule of cool category that like I'm like, that's bullshit. But like, this is fine. This is explainable. it's not too much, you don't have to jump the shark too much to kind of get an idea of what's going on with that. So I think it's fine. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this chapter brings. I am going to assume that now that everyone in the island is rescued, this is going to be a heavy Luffy versus Kaido chapter. And you know what? I am here for that. I am here for that. I want to see that fight reach its culmination. I want this damn Kaido flashback. Give me the Rocks flashback. Oda, you piece of shit. Give it to me, or you're a hack. I swear to God. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into chapter 1047 of One Piece. So here, I'm going to go ahead and remove my intro, and we will take a look. So like I said, we got the cover of Shonen Jump. One Piece is at the very forefront, as it always is, because it's the best, and the longest running, and the one that's made them the most money. And looks like this is related to sports. I assume something related to the Olympics. But I have no fucking idea because I follow certain sports a little bit. Like I'm a fan of like certain basketball teams, like especially with the playoffs. I've been following that a little bit. And I also follow like MMA and boxing, like combat sports. But like I don't follow like soccer or like football if you're from England or the UK. And I don't follow baseball or football very closely unless like my home team's in the playoffs. Then I'll be like, okay, then I'll catch a game or two, right? I'll go out with some friends or some, hang out with my family and watch a game. But yeah, I'm not a big sports ball guy anymore. I used to be more into that stuff. Not, I prefer to play a sport than to watch a sport. All right, so let's see. Ooh, dude, Nami, god damn. Got her whole ass out for this cover page. Jesus Christ. And fucking Usopp is eating Sanji's meat. He's eating Sanji's sausages, man. You got Momo, the pink dragon, who we've seen on cover pages before. He looks like he's about to chow down on Zoro's sausage. Jinbei looking like the fat uncle who's just chilling there on the beach about to get a sunburn. Robin reading a book, looking beautiful as always. And Frankie is riding Momo. That's pretty cool. But goddamn, Nami. So sometimes Nami looks kind of not great. Like Oda does like weird like proportion stuff with his female characters and like makes their... Like, I'm not even trying to say that, like, someone who's had, like... how do I put this delicately? Like, her boobs here look really good. That's what I'm trying to say. They are sagging in a way that, like, looks fairly realistic to me, but still doesn't make them look, like, super, like, fake. And I'm not trying to say that having fake boobs or enhanced boobs or having a boob job is a bad thing. But, like, here, Nami's proportions actually look kind of hot and kind of sexy, and sometimes they don't. Robin feet, yes. I didn't even notice that, but goddamn, dude, I want to get up in the. Okay, no, I didn't even notice Brooks down there, probably looking right at Robin's cooch. No, he's asleep though. Him and Jinbei are the old men, and they are taking a nap. All right, moving on to the chapter proper. We got Momonosuke. Is Momonosuke about to do some cool shit? That'd be cool if this was like a Momonosuke chapter. So the chapter is called 1047, The Skies Above the Capital. So I think that means might be a Momo-heavy chapter, but we'll see. You can do it, Momonosuke-kun. An outburst of faith. How dare you have faith in Momonosuke? What's her name again? Yamato? Or his name? Goddamn, I can't keep track of Yamato's preferred gender pronouns. I apologize. I would if it was like, I just don't think Oda, like, I think Oda, I don't know, it's hard to say what he meant with Yamato. I'm pretty sure he confirmed that, like, he didn't mean it for it to be like a trans thing, or like it to be like an actual, like, thing that people should be considerate of. He obviously meant that with Okiku, and I'm perfectly happy to use Okiku's preferred pronouns, but I don't know, I'd be happy to with Yamato as well. It's just Oda hasn't made it super clear like how he would like Yamato to be referred to. At least I don't think so, and maybe I'm out of pocket for saying that. That's just how I feel. If you feel strongly about that, we can talk about it. At this point, I'm just kind of like, I'm not really gonna stress over it. If it becomes more clear later, or if Oda clarifies it more in an SBS, I'll go along with that. Okay, so make those flame clouds, boy. Easier said than done. So he's just doing like a wet fart clouds. He's got nothing in the tank. It's just like, imagine like, have you guys seen Avatar: The Last Airbender when Zuko starts training Aang? He can't use firebending for a little bit because he's like got performance anxiety. It's okay, Momonosuke. It happens to a lot of guys, especially on their first time. So Momo's having trouble getting it up. He's not doing well at the moment. Yamato's getting pissed off. She's like, get your shit together, dude. This is impossible. They refuse to come out no matter how hard I try. Dude's trying to fart real bad. He can't squeak out a real stinker though. And then he starts crying. I can't. And then we get a flashback of Odin Castle burning. Momonosuke, go with Kinemon and the others. And we get his mom. What was her name again? What was Momo's mom's name? It was something Lady Toki? With the Toki Time Devil Fruit, I think. I could be wrong about that, but that sounds correct to me. Yeah, Toki. Or just Toki. I am certain you will be able to revive the Kozuki clan. You must spread your seed, Momonosuke. Find yourself a hot bitch, like this one right here, and spread that seed and revive the clan. After you leap 20 years into the future. And poor Momonosuke. Momonosuke's been through a lot. I'm pretty sympathetic to the kid. He's only like 8 years old? And he's already basically saving. Basically everyone needs him to be like a man right now, but he is literally an 8-year-old. So I have a lot of thanks, Rude Rich. Toki. Basically, he has had a lot thrust upon him. A lot of expectations are upon him, and he's just a kid, Even though he has the body of an adult, he has the mind of a child. And it's sad. I am sympathetic for the guy, but at the same time, he needs to nut the fuck up and get this shit done. All right, let's see. I can't, he cries. If I have to go, you and Hiyori should come with me, mother. So he's crying. He wants them to come with me. Momonosuke-sama, think about your mother's feelings. So we got Kinemon being a badass, telling Momonosuke to, be a man. This is the land of samurai. When one suffers a great failure here, their life is usually forfeit. No man should question the resolve of a woman who speaks with such conviction. Nice. Nothing could be more shameful, but I mean, I can tell you what would be more shameful, Kinemon. Listening to a woman in the first place. No, obviously Toki, she has a master plan. She's playing, she can see into the future or something. She has 4D chess going on. So, she has a point. And Odin this is part of Odin's plan as well, is to send them to the future. So, it makes sense. Okay. Nothing could be more shameful than questioning your mother. Tell that to Katakuri or literally any of the people, Zeus or anyone on Whole Cake Island. They should all obey their goddamn mother, or else. I think Oda said in a Vivre card that Yamato is biologically female but uses Odin as a title and prefers he pronouns. I don't think that was, but I know he addressed it in an SBS and he said that he didn't mean for it to be confusing like that. He said, Oda said that he didn't mean for it to be Yamato to be trans. So, I mean, look, I'm happy to use he, him pronouns for Yamato. That's fine. I don't know. I'm very confused on the intentionality there, to be honest. Have a follow, my crewmer. Yo, Anima, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the follow. Rudich, I don't care to argue about a fictional character's pronouns, but I still refer to Yamato as he till they say otherwise. That's totally fair. I've heard, I feel like in the manga, different characters have referred to Yamato with different pronouns, including Yamato themselves. So that's why I'm a little bit confused. But I might just use they for now. to refer to Yamato because that is probably the easiest, and I'm just gonna stick with that for the time being. So hopefully that's fine. Nothing could be more shameful. Well, I'm not a man. I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid. He starts singing that song from the fucking early 2000s. And life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid. You know, that is like a Momonosuke type of song. Like that song really is from Momonosuke's perspective, because life is a nightmare and this shit is not fair, what he's had to go through here. But that's okay, man. You know, what makes Momonosuke such a great character is that he's had to step up to the plate for like the stuff that like you would just not expect. Like he was such a pussy bitch when we first met him, and he's really nutted up and become like a real Chad in this arc, and like really, you know, accepted the call to action in so many ways, sacrificed so much for this raid and this cause, and like he's like by far one of my favorite characters this arc. I really like Momonosuke. Kiku got a biologically male but trans, but Yamato didn't get an asterisk. Yeah, no, Kiku is a bona fide woman, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing, is it was kind of the way, like, that was literally in the text of, like, the Kiku stuff was super clear. It's just the Yamato stuff that's a little confusing. But again, you know, maybe I'm being a little problematic by talking about that, but I don't give a fuck. This isn't what the chapter's about. Well, I'm not a man, I'm just a kid. My lord, with all due respect, with Lord Odin gone, you are no longer just his heir. If I can speak freely, so this is Kinemon telling him to, you know, fucking buck up, lad. Get your shit together. I beg you to give us another chance to fight. I would rather die with honor on the battlefield than wait here and burn to death. Can't you give us that chance? I would do anything to wield my sword for you, my lord. Fuck yeah, dude. Kinemon and Momonosuke, like, I never expected to, like, have so much of attachment to these guys. They're, like, maybe my favorite, like, arc side characters that we've, like, ever had. Like, fuck Vivi. No, I actually really like Vivi, but I'm just gonna be honest, guys. I like Kinemon and I like Momonosuke more than I like Vivi. And it's not because Vivi wasn't cool. It's just, like, at this point, I'm more attached to these guys. And plus these guys have just been more impressive to me. Like Kinemon actually, like, cut Kaido. Vivi couldn't do shit to Crocodile, and I get that was kind of the point, but, like, Kinemon has just been, like, such, like, a cool, like, interesting character on his own. Like, the way he was scheming to, like, earlier in Act 2 to try to get, what's his name? Like, he was ready to burn down Mount Atayama to get, what's his name? Big, chubby samurai, whose name I forget. The one who got blown up by Kanjuro. Ashura Doji, to join their cause. He was literally, like, willing to, like, do some, like, kind of degenerate, like, not degenerate shit, but, like, I love Kinemon being, like, a scrappy, like, fucking Yakuza kid who, like, you know, who basically, like, doomed the capital and then fights a boar one-on-one to, like, save the girl he likes, like, and, like, him just, like, literally being, like, so devoted to Odin because, like, he took the fall for him and saved the city on his behalf. Kinemon is the best. I fucking love Kinemon. Best character in Wano. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of great characters in Wano, but Kinemon is great. And I'm so glad to feel that way because he's been a part of the story for so long. And for so long, he was kind of more of like a gag character. His intro was good. His introduction in Punk Hazard was strong. But in, like, a lot of the stuff after that, like in Dressrosa, he was just kind of a gag. And Momo was also kind of similar, like, but Momo was always, like, there was always an underlying element of, like, Momo being important. And, like, it's so interesting for that to be recontextualized into, like, a burden on Momonosuke's shoulders. Momonosuke is not just, like a Gary Stu. He, like, fucks up all the time. Honestly, Momonosuke is, like, this arc's Usopp. You know? Like, he has, like, so much, but, like, it's almost, like, a little bit more interesting, not more interesting. I love Usopp, but, like, it's interesting and it's different for Momo because unlike Usopp, who, like, no one has, like, super high expectations for, Momo, everyone has, like, super high expectations for him, and he is just, like, a little 8-year-old fuck up. So it's really interesting, and I really I feel a lot for this kid. You know, I feel a lot for him. Then wait here and burn to death. Okay, so this is him saying that he wants to wield his sword for Momonosuke. He wants to try again another day, but that requires Momonosuke to follow the plan. Like, we got to take you into the future, so we have another chance to fight. So very good. Rudrick says Kino. Kinomon. Yeah, bro. That is my favorite Digimon, Kinomon. All right, let's move on. Momonosuke, sniff. So Momonosuke already kind of like accepting the call to action, showing that he is a true man, even as a little 8-year-old balding lad. Walks over to Kinemon, and look at Kanjuro, man. He is a really good actor to be able to like just hold, you know, or he actually really cared about Odin. It's and like this whole, you know, it's hard to say. The lines are really blurred with Kanjuro. And then he walks over, and he says, "Mother, I will be on my way now." Dude, what a fucking badass. Even back then, even after Kaido lifted him out the window and was ready to drop his ass on the fucking asphalt below, out of a burning castle, he is crying, he is weeping, and he's still, you know, fucking... But he's heeding the call. He's heeding the call. He's doing what he has to do. And this is why, like, Momo is like the real hero of Wano, because he is not strong like Luffy. He is not strong like Kinemon and the Scabbards. He is weak. He is a baby, like literally a baby. But he has, every time someone says, "We need you to do this. We want you to do this so that we have a chance to do this," he always heeds the call. He always answers the call. He always like steps up to the plate and does what needs to be done. And yeah, it's just, it's really sad. I feel for so much for this kid, like, because he just didn't get to have a childhood. You know, he had to be an adult since he was 8. He had to be the leader of this like group of really strong, capable warriors with a vendetta against like a literal like emperor of the sea since he was 8 years old. And like, man, it's tragic. But it's also like so badass and so endearing to see. Kino. Yeah, this is fucking Kino, 100%. Great Momo moment. I completely agree, Rudbridge. This is excellent. All right. So, and look, Toki, obviously, she doesn't want to... Toki doesn't... Like, Toki's a good mom. She doesn't... I mean, quote-unquote... Toki's a better parent than Odin was, that's for sure. She didn't, like, up and, you know, ditch her kids to go on an adventure. But, you know, she clearly... you know, doesn't want to have to put Momo through this, but Momo, like, seeing Momo accept the call, like, that bringing tears to her eyes and making her, like, verklempt, that's just good shit, man. That's Kino. I would never be able to face Mother if I left things like this. Dude, you've already, like, gone over and above in every way. Stop. Stay away from the capital. Stop, damn it. And then up above, we get Luffy versus Kaido. You grabbed lightning? So he's actually addressing what everyone's been talking about. This lightning grabbing shit. You grabbed lightning? Whoa, how ridiculous. Gamu gamu no! Thunderbolt! And he hits him with a big Thunder Bagua. And look how like funny and zigzaggy this lightning bolt is. I like that. I like the artistic touch of it, like actually looking kind of like more realistic. It's still a cartoon, but it looking a little bit less cartoony once, or looking more cartoony once she throws it and it starts zigzagging about. So Kaido dodges, epic. Huff. You can keep playing around if you want. Huff. And then Luffy making a Luffy face. Uh-oh. And then, but ugh! But he smacks him with another Thunder Bagua. Humph! He grabs the lightning bolt. He swings around on the lightning bolt. Wow. That's pretty cool. I gotta say, I like the choreography of this fight. I've liked it a lot. I've liked it since before the Sneaka stuff was happening. I already liked the choreography of the Kaido versus Luffy fight a lot. It's just two brawlers, you know? Both of their powers are, like, super powerful, but, like, they're not, like... It's not like Doflamingo stuff, where he's, like, turning the environment into strings, you know? Or, like, making a fucking giant bird cage. Like, it actually is just like two brawlers like slugging it out, and I like that. And like Luffy being like an acrobatic boy is really fun, and it's part of the reason why I like seeing him fight. He's just always been like an acrobatic lad. It's great. So okay, Luffy grabs this, he swings around on the lightning bolt. That's epic. He then bounces off of it, uses it like as like a fucking almost like a rubber band, and then he expands his leg. In the end, a strong devil fruit power isn't enough to conquer these seas. Yeah, Kaido, kick his ass. Show us that Nika doesn't matter. Show us that the sun having the god fruit does not make you the strongest. That would be awesome. I would love to see Kaido beat him for like a fourth time. In the end, a strong devil fruit power isn't enough to conquer these seas. Gumu Gumu no. Smush. He hits him with another Thunder Bagua. Oof. So even with all of Luffy's power-ups this arc, even with, like, that's so wild. Because I was sure that once Luffy got his Bankai, once Luffy got Awakening, which is essentially a Bankai, I was like, he's gonna fucking, like, dab on Kaido. It's not even gonna be close. Like, he's just gonna fucking dab all over him. Like, fucking dance on his fucking grave. But Kaido still got the upper hand, and I love to see that. That's awesome. That's great. How much you want to bet Shinobu's DF is temporary? Oh, God. Oh, no. I really hope not. I mean, that wouldn't make any sense. But you know what? Now that you've mentioned that, God, that's a distinct possibility, because Oda hates long-lasting consequences. He always loves undercutting shit, as we know, with all of his fake-out deaths. But, God, I really hope he sticks with this one. But who knows, man? Who knows with Momo? Momo's been through a lot. He's lost a lot, both this arc and in the past, so I could potentially see Oda showing leniency to Momo and making him turn back into a kid when this is all over. But we'll see. I really hope he doesn't do that. I really hope he sticks with it. But who knows? Being an adult isn't the end of the world. Momo is already like a pervy boy, so... but maybe Robin and Nami won't let him take a bath with him. Won't let Momo take a bath with them anymore since he's an adult now, and it would be too weird for them. So maybe he will despise the fact that he's an adult and want to go back to being a kid. And he'll seek out Jewelry Bonnie, who will turn him back into a child. That would be pretty funny. Honestly, if Bonnie was the one to turn him back, I would actually be fine with that, because that would actually make sense. Look at Roger. He had no fruit power. Really? Confirmation that Roger had no fruit. This whole time, I was thinking Roger had a fruit, but we just hadn't seen it, because, like, we hadn't, like, he was involved in the Odin flashback, but he didn't do much fighting in that flashback. So I was like, okay, he probably has a fruit that we just haven't seen. Like, we haven't seen in action. Because all the strong people in One Piece have a devil fruit. Like all the strongest people, besides, like, I don't know, like Mihawk and Garp, like, everyone else, like, all the Yonko, all the admirals, like, they all have devil fruits. Because, like, strong people have devil fruits, usually. At least the strongest, you know? The top tier. Except for, I assume Shanks would be the strongest guy without one. But the fact that Roger didn't have one, that's interesting. That's interesting to finally get that confirmed. Because I'd always wondered, what was Roger's power? Like, what could he do in battle? So this is really interesting. Look at Roger. He had no fruit power and still brought the world to heel. Nice. That's a good way to put it. Kaido smacks him into the ground. Kaboom! And the ground is, like, sinking in like a fucking trampoline. That's pretty awesome. I love the choreo. I love, like, I was so worried that, like, Luffy's, like, awakening would be, like, him turning, like, him, like, being, like putting his hand up over there and being like, I'm gonna turn everything around me into rubber. But I like that it's just the stuff that he's currently touching. Because Luffy is, like, a hand-to-hand combatant. So him actually, like needing to be in contact with something for it to have rubber properties, I think makes a lot of sense, and, like, also makes a lot of sense why he could take a Thunder Bagua to the face and not, like, immediately get destroyed, because there's not as much resistance, because, like, the stuff he touches, so, like, Kaido's club, the ground, also probably get turned to rubber, even if Kaido is using, like, hockey or whatever. So, like, I actually think that makes sense why Luffy is currently more resilient than he used to be. So that's cool. So he goes boing. Gerald McBoing boing over here, making all these goofy sounds, being a cartoon lad. Whoa! And he gets shot back up. And then Kaido says, such hurdles can only be overcome with hockey. Which is interesting because Law and Kid defeated Big Mom without hockey. So, I mean, they beat her with hockey, but hockey was not their primary tool for beating her. Their primary tool was their awakenings. Death Destroyer. Thunder Bagua. So that's like a new attack from this man. Death Destroyer, Thunder Bagua. He's looking big and swole, Kaido is. And it looks like he's about to win for a 4th time against Luffy, which is wild. But I'm actually glad to see it. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not, actually. Death Destroyer, Thunder Bagua. Reference to Daitoku Myo, a.k.a. Yamantaka, another one of Buddhism's wisdom kings. He is known for besting the god of death, Enma. Oh, okay. So Enma being an ally of the Straw Hats, Kaido uses a Death Destroyer, Thunder Bagua. Interesting. Reference to Daitoku Myo. So Kaido is Daitoku. He's another god beating up on... So Kaido is actually the underdog. He is the God Destroyer fighting the god. Okay, so Luffy, it looks like he's basically out. He's got Tweety birds flying around his head like a literal cartoon no me. I mean, I love like a good like, you know, Looney Tunes reference, and this is pretty funny. But I like that Luffy's powers manifest with him being a literal cartoon character. I don't love that he's like a... I know he's not technically the sun god. His powers are just like more rubbery than before. But like, you know, I don't love the epithet of god being on someone who's supposed to fight against gods, you know, God's natural enemy. So, you know, it's a minor thing, all things together, because like the powers themselves are really fun. Luffy's powers are cool, even now. But okay, so Kaido hits him with this big attack, the strongest attack yet. Luffy has gone full Looney Tunes. He's knocked out, but he still manages to reach out, grab Kaido by the scruff of his neck, literally by his fucking chest. He's squeezing his chest. He's clenching onto it. He's pulling him, and then rumble, rumble in the sky. Rumble, rumble way up high. This guy, Luffy, is about to die. What can he do before... I can't rhyme. Shit. I was close. Okay, I was almost 4 for 4, but not quite. Rumble. So the sky is rumbling, lightning and shit going on. Luffy's grabbing Kaido. Kaido's trying to get him off of him, but he doesn't seem to be able to. Let go. You've given away your position. So he starts firing his... so he turns into a dragon. He starts firing away his fucking wind blades, which is cool. That's always been a cool attack of his. So he spins around his dragon body. Dragon Twister, Demolition, Breath. Nice. Awesome attack. I love that Kaido like has to turn into a dragon to use this attack. He can't do it in his hybrid form. He has to be in dragon form to use it, which is cool. It makes dragon form's utility like actually what... It makes... Like, cause sometimes like when other characters would use like their hybrid form, they would like turn into like their full human form or their main form, and it's like, why would you do that when the hybrid form is clearly more useful than either of those? But in this case, like, Kaido has different attacks in his dragon form than he does in his human form, and also different attacks in like his hybrid form. So all of them are viable. I still think his hybrid form is a bit too close to his human form, but there's enough overlap to make it like a useful, like to make all of them useful in different ways, you know? So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. God Valley is way cooler knowing that Garp and Roger beat the Rocks crew without devil fruits. Yeah, I mean, I still think that there's like more to that story than we're getting. Do I think that Roger and Garp work together to beat Rocks himself? Yes. Do I think they beat literally everyone in the Rocks crew by themselves? No, I don't. I assume other Marines were involved, and I assume other crew members of Roger were also involved. I don't think it was just the two of them. I think some people have interpreted that shit very, very literally when we just don't know that much at all. Still very cool, though. Still very cool that those two... I mean, I feel a little weird about Roger not having a devil fruit, but it doesn't matter. Like, because I was like always so curious. I was like, what was his power? But him not having one is okay. It's not a huge deal. It's fine. And he's cool enough that he can rock it without it. He's a super Chad. Only beta bitches need devil fruits, apparently. So fuck Kaido and fuck Luffy for needing them in the first place. So, devil fruits are the coolest powers in the series, but sometimes they are bullshit. Like with the Nika stuff. Okay. So, Dragon Twister Demolition Breath. Seems you're still weak to slashing attacks. Good call. So he's getting fucked up. How did that not cut off like Luffy's arms and legs? Because it's a cartoon and because Luffy literally has the cartoon, I can survive anything, no me. So, of course. So Luffy's kind of getting fucked up. Kaido has the upper hand by seems like a large margin at this point. Luffy's getting the shit kicked out of him. So go on, reach the souls of the departed. Oh, finally, they're doing the, they're sending the lamps into the sky. They're doing they're pulling a Tangled, I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, where they, like, pull all of the lamps to the sky, and it's supposed to, like, kind of, like, reach out. In this one, it's about, like, kind of, like, paying respects to the dead. In Tangled, it's about, like, showing a beacon so that the princess can find her way home or whatever, but it's always a cool spectacle. I love, like, lanterns being in the sky, like, as a spectacle. Not necessarily great for the environment, but a very cool sight to behold regardless. Lift off. Watch the sky lanterns fly. Up, up, and away. And this is going to be such a cool spectacle, because we all knew this was going to happen as soon as these lanterns became a thing, and as soon as Onigashima started floating in the sky, we just knew that there was going to be a point where all of the lanterns go into the sky, they light up the sky, and that's when the capital notices that Onigashima is floating above. And probably, in this case, if I had to guess, because I haven't finished the chapter yet, I think that we might see Momo see all of these lanterns go up into the sky. It reminds him of the people that are important to him that have died. Reminds him of, like, his duty as the true ruler of Wano, and it will it'll motivate him to be able to produce the flame clouds that he has yet to be able to produce. So I think that's something we might see in just a moment here. But yeah, let's check it out. Why does Tangled use an Eastern Lantern Fest anyway? I don't know. Maybe they just thought it looked cool, which honestly, I'm fine with that. That's a good enough reason for me anyway. So, okay. The festival is going to end soon. Lift off, watch the sky lanterns fly, up, up, and away. The festival is going to end soon, and when the sun rises, we'll be slaves again. Little do they know that they probably won't be, because Nika, the god of freedom, is here to liberate everyone with his freedom fruit. So we'll see what happens there. Up, up, and away, up, up, and away. I really hope I manage to survive for the next year. Aw. That's really fucked up and sad that, like, people actually, people in the real world, like, probably wish that as well. And, it's lucky for me and a lot of people in the Western world that that's not something we have to consider to the same degree. Sorry to get heavy there. Anyway, fuck off. These guys suck. They can die for all I care. I don't care. They are cartoon characters. I do not give a fuck about them. No, I do. I want them to survive and be free. And we got this little Baba Yaga lady. I think she was the one who worked at the brothel. She was the brothel mistress, like the one who would whore out all of her courtesans and her what do they call them? What Robin was, a geisha. She whores out all the courtesans and the geisha, but now she's just playing a shamisen. And we got a guy here with a cool headband. Looking like that dude from Naruto. We got Otako, Up, up, and away! And we got Big Nose. Look at how big his fucking nose is, though. Especially, like, from that angle. It's, like, bigger than his fucking face. I love it. Please reach Daddy. Aw. Yasue. What a cool guy that guy was. So he's about to... Kaido's about to fucking KO Luffy. Let go of me. Get down here, Straw Hat. He hits him with another Blastu Breathu. Ugh, cough. And now he's a real Nika again. Charred Nika. Extra grilled Nika. Dome interior. Boss Hyoguro. Boss Hyoguro, are you alright? The whole island is falling. Haha, that just means Kaido is at the end of his rope. Interesting. So yeah, I guess we've been known that, like, the fact that the island's been sort of falling apart, even before Big Mom kind of blew up the bottom of it, was showing that Kaido's, you know, being worn down, you know. He's been fighting for hours. He's fought the Scabbards. He's fought Yamato. He's fought the Supernova. Now he's fighting literal Sun God himself with the strongest Devil Fruit in the series. But luckily, having the strongest Devil Fruit in the series does not make you the strongest, according to Kaido. Which is cool. And actually, I do like that Roger... Now, the more I think about it, the more I like the fact that Roger didn't have a Devil Fruit, because it shows that you don't necessarily need the literal God fruit to be a badass in One Piece. So, thank God for that. Or thank Nika for that. Luffy still has a long way to go. Long ways to go. Okay, let's wrap this shit up. Dome interior. Boss Hyogura, are you alright? The whole island is falling. Haha, that just means Kaido is at the end of his rope. I like that Hyoguro's in high spirits under the circumstances. Listen, all of you. Think which outcome would you prefer? Sir Straw Hat defeating Kaido would result in the island falling and allow all of us plummeting to our deaths. On the other hand, Kaido coming out on top. I think they're going to sacrifice themselves by, like, helping Luffy or something. Would only give... So, on the other hand, Kaido coming out on top would only give us a little longer to cling to our lives. Well, when you put it like that, it seems like a no-brainer. So all the samurai... Are all the samurai gonna, like, basically, like, annoy Kaido to give Luffy a chance to, like, get a hit in? To get, like, a strong attack in? That'd be really interesting. Well, when you put it like that, it seems like a no-brainer. I have a kid in Hakumai. No one gives a fuck. You little hat man. I love this, like, little guy with the big wide brim hat. My wife is down in Ringo. If Sir Straw Hat wins, they can all live their lives in peace. So they all have... So this is good. This is showing that all these samurais have someone else to fight for. They're not just fighting for themselves. They're not just fighting for their own freedom. They're fighting on behalf of the people that they love. The same as Hyoguro, the same as Kinemon, the same as Momonosuke. So that's great. It's great to see that they have things, you know, they're willing to risk their lives for the sake of the people that they care about. That's pretty cool. We'd never be able to repay them. Our country would finally be back to normal. Straw Hat-san, don't mind us. Go all out and take Kaido down once and for all. So they're, like, screaming to the sky, do your thing, dude. Hit him with a big, strong punch. And Kid is he's making the Odin cringe face, the one where Odin's like... I can't make the face myself. Odin just, like, looking back at Kinemon and Denjiro following him, and he's just like, like, yeah. Like, yeah. I can't make that face, but... you guys know what I'm talking about. The Odin cringe is always hilarious, and Kid is cringing at these idiots believing in someone as stupid as Straw Hat, as incapable as Straw Hat. He's literally already taken down a Yonko. He's like, man, you guys really believe in this son of a bitch? This loser who can't even take down a single Yonko? Give me a fucking break, dude. Alright. Do you samurai have a screw loose? We're all done for, says one of the Kaido guys. And Hyoguro says, and? So what if we are? Who cares? You know, Hyoguro doesn't give a fuck if he dies. He was ready to die in prison. Oh man, we have the two best characters of Wano, Usopp and the two best characters of One Piece, actually. Usopp and fucking Hamlet. God damn it, Hamlet. What the fuck is going on? he's always like, he's always doing the Boa Hancock thing where he's like looking, he's like, you know, when Boa Hancock looks down on people so much that she looks like up. She's like, she's like, she can't look down far enough at people without like looking all the way up first. That's what she's doing right now. That's what Hamlet's doing right now. He's like, his fucking neck is all the way back, and but the thing is, for him, he's not looking down on anyone. He's just like the space. Like he's always like just having the time of his life. He's always like, Hamlet is always giving 110%. And that's why he needs to be a member of the Straw Hats. Hamlet for Straw Hat. Read my fucking lips. Hamlet for Straw Hat. Do it, Oda. Do it. You have no reason not to. Fuck Yamato. Fuck Carrot. Fuck Jinbei. Hamlet for Straw Hat. Make it happen. Make it fucking happen. Alright. Basement. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Youch! You think this is gonna kill me? I'm surviving this no matter what. So I like that Usopp and Hamlet, these guys are like true bros, man. I actually want to I want to see these guys like have like, I want to see their bromance explored. Like if Hamlet's not going to join the crew, at least give us like some post-Wano stuff with like Usopp and Hamlet chilling the fuck out. Like just Hamlet being Usopp's like number one like number one lad. That would be the best. Whoa, water! So that the water's still flooding through the capital, putting out all the fire. Treasure repository, second floor. Hey, it's finally out. That tremor made this sea stone nail come loose. Dude, is Orochi still fucking alive, man? Come on. Come on. How many times is this motherfucker gonna die before he stays dead? Like, look. Like, when it comes to fake out deaths, like, there are certain times where I just, like, know that the person's not going to die. Like, when Kinemon got stabbed by Kaido, I'm like, Kinemon's not dead. Kinemon is, like, too important to Momonosuke. He still has, like, a wife on the ground who, like, we're obviously going to get a reuniting between those two. It's just obvious. There was no way he was going to die without seeing his wife first. So for me, it was like, okay, like, this dude, like from the moment that, like, a lot of people got mad when he survived. I'm like, if you thought Kinemon was gonna die from that, like, you're crazy. You know, your expectations were way out of line, especially for One Piece. This dude, though, straight up was burning alive, got hit with a sea stone nail, and was crushed by rubble after getting all of his necks cut off by Kaido and the Scabbards. There's no reason this guy should still be alive. He has no purpose left to serve in the arc, as far as I'm concerned. So I am a little annoyed that, like, even if you want him to survive, why do it while the arc is still happening? Make it, like, so that he, like, gets away and has, like, a cover arc or something later where we don't have to care about him that much, you know, where he's, like, a non-entity. Give him, like, a Wapple-style arc where he, like, he goes to another country and becomes, like, the king of another country or something by doing something that is valuable. That'd be funny. Hey, it's finally out. That tremor made the sea stone nail come loose. And now she's in danger again, so someone's gonna have to kill. I mean, this actually looks really cool, like him being like a fire dragon or a fire Orochi. That actually does look really cool because he looks like one of those like have you ever been to like one of those like Chinese festivals where they have like the dragons that they like kind of like move around, like they're like with the huge heads? Like he kind of looks like one of those now, like it's like those giant like kind of like paper dragons. And that they then like kind of move around like they're real dragons. Like he looks like one of those right now, and it looks really cool. Like visually, this looks sick. But like now she's a damsel in distress again, which does kind of suck. Damn you! At least this way, I can take you with me. Are you watching, Odin? Cough. Your dear daughter is going to accompany me to hell. This chapter just keeps going, man. This chapter is like the never-ending chapter. Okay, let me read some comments. Kaido says that, but Luffy took multiple wind slices, blast breath, and god killer Thunder Bagua, and still chillin'. I mean, he doesn't look like he's chillin', dog. He looks like he's in bad shape. But we know that this is One Piece, and that Luffy's the main character, and that even if he's getting fucked up, he'll always pull through and come back. Even if he gets defeated, he will still come back and win in the end. Because that's the story. It's a story. You know, that's a story. That's the type of shit that happens. Hamlet boys, yeah. My boy Hamlet. We gotta have him. You know, most valuable member of the Straw Hats, if you ask me. And most valuable member of the Alliance. By far. Carrying the entire arc on his fucking broad-ass back. And look how fucking... look how much fun this guy's having going down this little water slide here. What a cool guy. Okay. No Hamlet, no Reed. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hamlet is the stipulation for me continuing to, like, put up with this, you know, Sun God Nika bullshit. We need Hamlet if we're gonna survive Destiny Peace. Kanjuro has died 3 times, and all of his sacrifices amounted to nothing. Yeah, but with Kanjuro, like... Okay, so the first time he got, like, sliced off screen, and, like... Yeah, like, I kind of liked, like, that he... Like, I liked the way, like, after he had been cut down by Kiku, I liked that, like, Kiku and Raizo were crying, and Kanjuro, or Kinemon, was like, it hurts, doesn't it? Like, that was, like, a really good, like, cinematic scene that kind of built up to the moment where the Scabbards went to fight Kaido. But I was actually glad that Kanjuro came back after that. And then I was glad he actually got to do some damage and got to, like, do some stuff with his powers, because he has good and interesting powers. Yo, what up, Doc? How you doing? I'm the champ 12345. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining the chat. Yeah, like, I actually liked the stuff with Kanjuro. Like, I'm glad Kanjuro didn't get, like, off-screen. I'm glad that he came back, was able to actually do some damage to the Scabbards using his unique and interesting powers. But yes, there has been a lot of fake-out deaths this arc. And, like, I was, you know, when Kinemon cut Kanjuro down, I was like, that's great, because that gives Kinemon, like, Kinemon has done something, like, super valuable by taking down a high-value target. But now Kinemon has no feats to his name in this arc, and I still love Kinemon. Like, he's still, you know, he's still, like, kind of like the one who rallies the troops. He is the, you know, he is, like, the, what's it called? Like, the team, he gets the Team Spirit Award for being the one to kind of get everyone into gear and, like, you know, kind of make this whole thing happen. You know, that's on Kinemon. So he still gets a lot of credit from me, and I still love Kinemon as a character. But there is an element of, like, man, I kind of wish he'd been the one to take down Kanjuro, or he had been the one to, like, rend the flame that Kanjuro ended up, like, kind of letting loose throughout the castle. But I'm fine with it being Raizo and Jinbei, though, because they needed some more stuff to do as well. Hey, Momo. Huh? Luffy? What? Oh, shit. Holy shit, look how big that fist is, dude. He's gonna fist Kaido. Make his rectum resized like yay big. Or more like yay big. I'm finishing this for good. Damn. He's gonna punch him through the island. I mean, this looks sick as fuck. I can't deny that. Look how small Luffy looks. He's got Kaido by the neck still. And, like, this is the biggest fist. It literally looks like a fucking, like, the fist of fucking God coming down to smite Kaido and smush him. That actually looks awesome. I'm finishing this for good. Jesus, that fist is huge. Holy shit. I like, art-wise, from, like, art direction perspective, this looks sick as hell. This looks super good. Onigashima is in the way. Move it. So he's saying, hey, Momo, I need you to move the island because I'm about to send Kaido straight down. You have literally T-minus like 5 seconds to get Onigashima out of the way now. So, is he prepared to punch through the island? Because all the people were yelling up to him like, dude, destroy the island, go for it, man. So, like, yeah, like, Luffy's just like, yeah, you're right. In order to defeat Kaido, I cannot be trying to like pull my punches to protect everyone else. I gotta go all out. So that's pretty awesome, actually. Holy shit, that fist is huge. It looks awesome. Luffy, hold on. Momo, I know you've got this. So Luffy really believes in Momo. What? The fallout from this mighty blow. And then we got some cool color pages. Luffy's gold, no me, looking funny. The giant black hand of God coming down to smite the blue dragon. That looks cool as shit. And I like, you know, one thing I've really liked about the raid is how much Luffy holds Momo to a higher standard. Like, everyone asks a lot of Momo, but Luffy, like, actually knows, like, dude, I, like, believe in you. Like, yes, I'm going to call you a little piss baby, a little bitch, a little pussy sometimes to, like, motivate you. But, like, he's like, but at the end of the day, Luffy really trusts Momo. He knows Momo has it in him to do the cool shit and to, like, be the man he knows Momo can be. And that's really cool. That's really cool. So I like this final page is awesome. And the giant fist is awesome. Momo having to be the one to save everyone and Luffy leaving that to him is awesome. Luffy not being able to beat Kaido without like kind of throwing away the idea that he has to protect people. Like he's like, listen, I can't protect everyone on Onigashima and below and also beat Kaido. I can only do one or the other. So I'm going to put everything I have into beating Kaido right the fuck now. And that means you guys have to be in charge of keeping everyone safe. I actually think that's good. I think that's really cool. That's a good moment. This chapter was Kino, man. This chapter was Kino. Except for Orochi surviving for like the 10th time, because I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do now that he has survived, outside of just get killed by some other random character. Like, who's gonna kill Orochi? Are they... You know what? The one thing I would accept is, if, what's her name's not gonna do it, if, you know who I'm talking about, Komurasaki / Shiori, if they're not gonna do it, give it to, what's his name? Give it to, the guy with the pompadour. You guys know who I'm talking about. His pompadour looks like a fucking piece of shrimp scampi. He has a ponytail. He's got like a big ass back muscles. He worked for Orochi. He was, and he kept Shiori safe. I'm forgetting his name at the moment. Denjiro. Give it to Denjiro. Let Denjiro cut down that final head. That would be cool. That would be based. I would be fine with that. That would be acceptable to me. Or maybe give it to Zoro, because Zoro has beef with Orochi for killing Yasue. And he said, I'm going to be the one to kill that motherfucker. So, you know, if you give it to Zoro, I'd be fine with that too. All right. What are you doing today? Are you ready for, are you ready a One Piece comic book? I am reading a One Piece comic book, yes. Rude Rich, punch, heart. Yeah, that's how I feel too, buddy. Fist bump, heart. Heart. There you go. What are you, oh, by the way, I have looked up online. It said that One Piece have over 936 chapters in the series. One Piece has 1,400 and, well, this is chapter 1,400, 400, what the fuck am I talking about? 1,047 chapters. We are on chapter 1,047, and we're talking One Piece, man. Is Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, Usopp, Rebecca, and Princess Vivi are same heights or taller? God, I don't know the answer to that. So I know Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Sanji are kind of, I think, about the same height. Maybe Zoro or Sanji might be a little taller, but not by much. Rebecca and Princess Vivi, I think, are about the same height, yeah. Rude Rich says Denjiro, currently AWOL. Yeah, Denjiro's been, like, missing in action for a long time, and it's kind of a bummer, because, like, I really like Denjiro, and I still kind of... Like, I remember back in Act 2, I was, like, legitimately convinced that Denjiro would be, like, Zoro's swordman opponent for the arc, you know? Because Denjiro, he, you know, they went kind of toe-to-toe. After Yasue died, like, Denjiro protected Orochi and was, like, actually able to fend off Zoro, and actually kind of, like, was dabbing on Zoro a bit. And I was like, if he's, like, the strongest guy on Orochi's team, like, Orochi's, like, strongest vassal, like, that could be kind of interesting, especially since they both clearly had ties to what's her name? Oh god, who's the person? Hiyori. They both had ties to, like, Zoro was kind of like, you know, kind of slowly having like a little love story with Hiyori where they were like running away together. And Denjiro was kind of like Hiyori's pimp. So like if Zoro found out like, oh, Denjiro, you hoard out my girlfriend, I was like expecting that to be like a really like dope ass sword fight. And I'm not disappointed with the way things went with Zoro and the Denjiro stuff. Like I had very high expectations for Kyoshiro / Denjiro early, like in Act 2. Like at that point I was like, this guy's gonna be really important. And he kind of hasn't been. Like I kind of liked the twist with him being like a secret good guy, but beyond that, like, and I love when he showed his back muscles to his tattoo to what's his name? His it was who was the guy? It was one of the Flying Six. He just kind of was like, yo, dude, I'm actually a member of the Kozuki clan. He has this like huge fucking, his back was so swole and he had like the giant Kozuki crest back there. I was like, that was a fucking Kino moment. Just him being such a sick badass. But I was kind of expecting more from that character. And Oda decided to take the arc in a completely different direction, have all these different characters, have like shifting allegiances and stuff. And it's been interesting. It's been very hard to predict the events of Wano for that reason, and I appreciate that. But part of me also wishes he had kept Denjiro as like sort of like a bad guy and had him be like kind of like an interesting opponent for somebody, whether it be Zoro or Kinemon or whoever. But it's okay, not a big deal. Who will be the final villains in One Piece? Blackbeard and Im and Sakazuki, probably. Rich says Goku. Probably Goku. I mean, maybe Rocksteady Zebek, but probably not. Probably Blackbeard, Im, and I don't know. Maybe like some other elemental force, perhaps. It's hard to say. It really is hard to say. The Gorosei, maybe. They're definitely a factor. Im is their leader, though, so I consider Im to be the biggest threat there for the most part. A lot of people that Ocean Group dub in Canada have the rights of the One Piece series. Then they loses from Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas, or Dallas, Texas? I assume you mean Dallas, Texas. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that, to be honest. A lot of people that Ocean Group dub in Canada have the rights to... Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Maybe you could retype that, because I don't know. The way that's typed, I have a hard time making out what you're asking or what your comment is meant to convey. Sorry. Is Law, Nico Robin, and Boa Hancock are the same heights or taller? Oh, God. Why do you keep asking me these questions? I don't know, nor do I really care, if I'm being perfectly honest. They are actually, LOL, says Rude Rich. All right, guys. Well, my overall thoughts, Dallas, Texas. Thank you. Yeah, my overall thoughts on the chapter is that this is pretty solid. I like the direction things are going. God, if Kaido gets beat and we don't even get a Rocks flashback, that is legitimately disappointing. Unless we get a Rocks flashback later. But like, what the fuck would be the context of like a later Rocks flashback? Like, it seems like the characters relevant to the Rocks are here in this arc. It's Kaido and Big Mom. So I mean, like, unless we get it like during like another arc where Garp's involved, yeah, I don't know. Or like maybe with Blackbeard, I don't know. Like, it feels like we need a Rocks flashback at some point. I was expecting us to get it with a character who actually was in the Rocks, like Kaido, but if he's literally about to be taken out by this next attack, which it seems like that's what Oda is building to, then yeah, man, I don't know. It does, like, if we don't get one, I will be supremely bummed. Like, that would be a bigger bummer to me than oh man, my hair's kind of weird right now. Gotta fix it. I just got out of the shower like right before filming this, so I got a little bit of a headphone hair going on. But yeah, so yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about right now, because like I like the stuff this chapter with like Samurai kind of giving Luffy the go-ahead to, like, you know, go ahead and kill us, just destroy Kaido, even if you have to take the island with you. I like Luffy's giant fucking punch that's, like, literally the size of the island. That's sick as shit. I like Momonosuke kind of going through his turmoil and kind of, you know, like being, like, you know, just the consistent characterization of Momonosuke as someone who's had to continuously step up and meet the expectations that people have for him, despite being like a little kid who shouldn't have to be doing this type of shit. Like, that's all really good. Orochi coming back sucks. Hopefully Oda will do something interesting with that. But yeah, everything else about this chapter I thought was pretty solid. And we got Hamlet. And every chapter with Hamlet is a 10 out of 10 chapter, if you ask me. So I have no complaints. This is Go to Peace. This is not Hakta. Hakta was on vacation this week. It's been purely Goda. And that's what you want to see. We'll get it in Act 4. Oh my god. Kill me now. If Wano actually has an Act 4 that isn't just like wrap up, that isn't just like post Wano, like we got post Enies Lobby or post Marine 4, then I will that is true Hakta right there. I'm pretty confident we're not going to get that, but we'll see. Law, Ace, Nami, Usopp, and Smoker is not wearing a shirt, and Frankie never wears pants. Correct. Thank you for pointing that out. I would never have noticed had you not pointed it out. Do you collect figures? I do not collect figures. Not, I mean, no, not really. Not really. No. I don't tend to spend money on, like, paraphernalia, really of any kind, unless it's, like, I'll spend money on, like, an art book. Like, I really like, the Dark Souls and the Soul series, and I've, like, bought, like, several of the art books for that. But, like, when it comes to, like, paraphernalia for series that I like figures or figurines, like, I'm not really into collecting that type of stuff. I'm not a huge collector when it comes to that type of stuff. Like, I'm pretty, like, I like to travel light. Let's just say that. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining me for this chapter reaction and discussion. It's always fun to get into the One Piece discussions with people. So I really appreciate everyone who got into the chat and was chatting it up and having a good time. And yeah, man, like, apparently we might be on, like, Shonen Jump might be on break next week. So I'll play it by ear whether or not I'll be going live. If it does come out next week, I'll be live probably on Thursday. This week I just couldn't make Thursday work. I was too busy yesterday, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I like to do this stream, like, as soon as the chapter's out, be as, like, relevant as possible. You know, be like the first person to do a reaction to this shit. So hopefully, if we do get a chapter next week, you'll see me next week. Either way, I will be streaming next week. I'll probably be streaming Nier Automata, or potentially a different game next week. So if you're not already, subscribe or follow the Twitch channel. Or if you like, you know, this type of content, like this VOD for this video will be up on YouTube tomorrow morning. And if you want to check that out, it'll be on my Bag of Chips, my second YouTube channel called Bag of Chips, which is linked in the description of my channel. And if you want, you can join the Discord, and you'll get basically, like, notifications for every time I do one of these streams or post, like, any other videos on that channel or any of my Twitch or YouTube related stuff. So, and we have a lot of fun talking about One Piece in there too, as well as, like, video games and other stuff that we're currently all playing and whatnot. So yeah, feel free to check that out. And I will see you guys. Oh wait, we got one more comment. Back in the day, lots of people want Ocean Group dub, wants to have the right of the One Piece series, but they lost it from Dallas taxes. Thank you very much. That's the same comment you posted before. All right, guys. With that, I'm going to call this one to a close. Thanks again for joining me on the high seas for this one. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. And, yeah.